friend, welcome back to my channel. Today I have yet another all wax trash talk to share with you. Now that I am on maternity leave, it's sort of like we're back in the stay-at-home order of 2020 and all I'm doing is staying home all day, which means I am blowing through wax. I mean, we've got a lot of wax to talk about. As always, I will leave timestamps down below, but recently on my last couple of trash talk videos, some of you guys have asked kind of like a request to see the system I do, or if I do like a melting basket per se. And truthfully, similar to the way I declutter makeup, I would say that I don't really sit down and put together like a melting basket. So I would go ahead and just like chat about my strange system, non-system. And if you're not interested in that, you can just skip ahead to the next chapter. But essentially, I have a 3-drawer unit that I keep my wax in. I have a drawer for fall, a drawer for winter, and then a drawer for spring and summer. Similar to what you witnessed if you saw my candle collection, I just lump spring and summer together because I tend to be drawn to the same types of scents for both of those seasons. So I have a drawer for each of those, and what typically happens is I have 2 like places in my house outside of the closet that has that 3-bucket system. I have one sort of like canister in my bedroom, and then I have a drawer in my kitchen where I have basically wax that I go to whenever my bedroom wax melter or my first floor wax melters, mainly my kitchen or living room wax melters, need to be replenished with fresh wax. I just go to the canister or the drawer. And so what I typically put in there is stuff I've pulled from my closet, and I just do it sporadically. Like I'm like, oh, I'm in the mood for something, let me go ahead and check it out. Or I'm like, gotta make a concerted focus on like certain years of wax. And so that's what I'll go to the drawers and pull, but it's not like every month I sit down and do it. It's kind of just sporadic. So I don't really have a full proof system, which is why you guys kind of see like themes, because that's sort of how I pull wax. And then after I've depleted the canister or like am itching for something different to put in the canister or the drawer, that's when I go back and get stuff. So I would say like, I don't know, I feel like every other week I go into my closet and pull wax that I want to put into my deployed areas. And then when I have the moment to, in the bedroom or the first floor, choose something new, I kind of smell what's in the deployed areas and then just pick what I'm in the mood for at that particular moment. So it's not like a real well-oiled machine system that I have. It's not what I consider like a true melting basket per se. So that's why you haven't ever seen me like do a real dedicated video for it. But enough of that, let's go ahead and talk about categories. I have 3 categories for today. I've got shots, clams, and then a ton of baggies. So we'll start small into the 2 clamshells that I have. So I have one from Hannah's at Home. I feel like, again, in the height of me getting into really going all for wax and wax melts, I was purchasing from all different kinds of brands, and Hannah's at Home, I placed, I wouldn't say a super large haul for, but I did place a bunch of wax order, and I was really into the trios that they had. This allegedly had evergreen and cedar, hollyberry, and pine. True of all the trios I picked up from Hannah's at Home, they didn't really have distinctively different scents. So it didn't matter that they were 3 different ones. They all basically smelled the same warmed up. The other thing I noticed about this is you have 4 cubes. I basically just melted this as one, this one as one, and this one as one, because the scent performance, it didn't have great throw, nor did it have great longevity. And that was true right when I first bought them, all the way to this being really old. So I wouldn't purchase from Hannah's at Home again. And I've sort of belabored using up the wax that I have from the company because it wasn't super outstanding. So that was my experience. Pretty sure this is my last one, and I wouldn't buy from the brand again. On the flip side, I've got one from the Bathing Garden. This is the hot chocolate with marshmallows and peppermint. Oh man, this, so good. It basically is hot cocoa and cream with some mint mixed in from Bath & Body Works. I really, really liked it. The chocolate to me is the most dominant note. The Bathing Garden, similar to Super Tarts, has some of the best performing wax I've come across. She definitely is all about the aesthetics. There's lots of like glitter and other fancy stuff typically sprinkled on top of the first layer of the wax, but I can do just 1 cube of this for quite some time and get really intense scent throw and longevity. So I definitely recommend. I haven't placed an order from Bathing Garden in a really long time. I do not stay up to date with her wax. I'm not, for some reason, I don't think I am anyways, I'm not in a Facebook group for the Bathing Garden, but I will say she has some great stuff. So if you're looking to get into the game or looking to try somebody new, give this one a go. Let's go ahead and move on to category 2, which are my scent shots. Another, I'm pretty sure, end of an era maybe, and that is the first vendor I ever placed an order from, which is Candles by Victoria. This is the Hemingway type scent shot. I don't know what it's a type for. Typically when vendors put that in, they're basically saying it's a dupe for another brand's type of scent, but I don't know who makes a Hemingway scent. I only bought it because I teach Hemingway and I'm like a big fan, but this is not my favorite. It's very medicinal. Like I think there's probably like a tobacco note in here, which is why it has sat here for so long. Like this has sat in my collection, I don't know, maybe close to 6, maybe 7 years. It's been a really long time I've had this, but it performed really well. That's what I'll say about, but I will say about her wax, it's really hit or miss. I feel like some scents, they last a long time, you have great scent throw on them. Other scents, it's like you can barely get them. I basically got to a point where I was dumping the whole scent shot in. I wasn't cutting them in half anymore. And sometimes I felt like that was necessary to get a decent scent off of it. Other times it probably wasn't necessary. With this one, I could have probably gone halvesies on it, but it's unnecessary. It's not my favorite scent anyways, so I'm happy that it's gone. And now that I've immersed myself so deeply into vendor wax, I wouldn't say I would buy again from Candles by Victoria. I just have other vendors that I really enjoy who are consistent across the board more than this brand. I've got 2 scent shots from Rainbow Melts. So here's the thing with Rainbow Melts. I love this vendor, but for some reason I only ever buy her samplers. That's sort of true for everyone except for Super Tarts. I tend to just buy samplers because I'm super lazy about going through the really dense lists that vendors have for their wax melts. I don't like reading. I just don't enjoy the process of that. It's kind of like cutting wax. It's a piece of the vendor world that I just don't want to do, can't really be bothered by, and will avoid it at all costs if I can. So the 2 that I have come from, must have been like, I think a fall sampler. First one is Roller Coaster, which is peanut brittle, butterscotch, waffle cone, and vanilla ice cream. Yeah, this to me is a I think it's Boardwalk from Bath & Body Works. They're like classic, super intense scent that they come out with every summer. This one was so yummy. I cut these in half and I get a really long time performance with them for a really good throw. And the second one I have is Funhouse, which was churros with caramel dip. Oh, yeah. This, I would say, it's basically a generic bakery scent, but I really enjoy it. And the cinnamon in here is bakery cinnamon, not Red Hot cinnamon, which I very much prefer. Final scent shot is from Glitterati. It is pistachio pudding cake. It's from 2018, so it's on the older side. This was fine. Pistachio reads amaretto to me. It's not my favorite scent. Didn't really do much for me, and I just don't find that her scent, and I just don't find that her wax has super longevity. I just feel like it's good for like maybe a few hours and it kind of dies off. And if it's more than like 5 or 6 hours, you have to add more wax to it. So I don't necessarily dislike her model of how she sells wax. It doesn't really bother me, but I don't think that it's the most amazing wax ever. You know, I would put a lot of other vendors like Super Tarts, Bathing Garden, Dessa's Homespun Scents, Rainbow Melts all ahead for performance, for my personal preferences, over Glitterati, but I have a bunch of Glitterati that I will melt through. Our final area of wax melting is bags of wax. I tend to focus on bags of wax in fits and bursts. I am drawn to them because a lot of times it's like pieces or it's pre-cut, so I don't have to do a lot of effort, which again, I'm super lazy when it comes to wax melting. I also have a very clear theme, which is once again focusing on older types of scents, no matter what the season was, older types of scents that I wanted to work through. So I've got 2 from She Loves Cake. I have one from Harry Potter and one from my Tim Burton box. So first is Severus Snape. It's honey gingerbread, candied ginger, brown butter frosting. It was okay. As you guys have heard me talk about before, performance of this was just so. These are really hit or miss, and I don't know if it's because of age or if it would have always been that way. I mean, these were purchased right before she closed down in 2018, but it wasn't my favorite scent ever. And then I also have the Mayor, which is Nightmare Before Christmas. This was Spookies and Cream Milkshake mixed with vanilla pumpkin marshmallow. It was just a vanilla scent, nothing very special. I melted it, but wouldn't write home about it. One from Dessa's Homespun Scents. This was in the scent Christmas Tree. I feel like this was like a sample that I received. It just was balsam fir. It was delightful. I would definitely repurchase it over buying a 3-wick candle from Bath & Body Works. From Vintage Chic Scents, I have the Warrens. I have no idea what the scent notes were, but it smelled really good. I've only ever tried Vintage Chic Scents from D-stashes that I have, and I've never been compelled to go place an order, which is weird because all of the ones I've gotten from D-stashes I have liked, and they've all been really old. So I imagine that their wax does really well, especially new. I just never actually made a purchase. If you ever had some experience with them, let me know down below in the comments, because I've just never been motivated to buy from them, but I feel like I should because I think I would like their wax. Another really old D-stash scent that I have, it's Rocket's Candle Company. I'm not even sure they still exist. I don't know anything about them. This was poured February 14th of 2017, and the scent was pink coconut marshmallow. This was so good. I had no expectation for it to have any scent throw. Not only did it have scent throw, but it was strong and it lasted a really long time. It was shaped like a flower, and I cut it in half. It was great. It really caught me by surprise. I wouldn't consider it coconutty. I don't know. It wasn't very coconut to me. It was more like a floral marshmallow, which I really enjoyed. I, again, don't know if they still exist. I don't know if the scent still exists, but I really liked it. And if I saw it in a D-stash, or if I, for some reason, was on their website, I would buy this scent. One from Glitterati. This one was rarely off season for what I've been melting, but I only had a couple of pieces left. I don't know why. It's not like me to not finish up an entire bag or clamshell or scent shot all at once. I tend to use it until it's gone. But this one was Zoinks, which was strawberry, pineapple orchid, and candy kisses. It was okay. I feel like probably the reason I didn't melt it start to finish was it, to me, was just an okay, like, candy type scent, which I don't dislike candy like scents, but they're not my favorite. It's not like a laundry softener scent, which I absolutely can't stand, or a lemon scent, which I'm not a big fan of either. This was tolerable, but wouldn't go out of my way to have it again. A really old one from Super Tarts. This is from the 2018 Advent Calendar. This was Americano Vanilla Bean Noel Cinnabon. So as I was reorganizing my original hoarding closet into my current hoarding closet situation setup, I came across like a bag of coffee focused wax melt scents and kind of like lemon and laundry detergent softener. I had like a dislike for coffee scents, but I pulled it out and was like, I'm not gonna de-stash this. De-stashes are a lot of effort, and I'm just not into the idea of like weighing wax and mailing wax and quite like trying to figure out a price point. Like, none of that interests me. So I was like, you may as well just try melting it. And if you really don't like the scents, you can either throw them away or give them to somebody else. Well, this one, oh God, it basically was like a coffee vanilla. Like, it was like a coffee marshmallow. Really enjoyed it. Would never have thought I would have liked it, but it was really pleasant. I think I've kind of discovered that I like the smell of coffee and find the taste of coffee really gross. It's kind of like, I love coffee ice cream, which I'm sure tastes nothing like actual coffee, but I don't like coffee. So this was great and would not write it off if it came around again. I feel like the Advent scents don't normally become full-time scents, but if this were, I would definitely buy it. Final one-off before we go all in on the one brand I have many from. I have one from Broadway Wax. This one, also, I wouldn't say the most seasonally appropriate right now, but was freakishly good. This is called the Yellow Brick Road. So it came in the Wizard of Oz box that I had purchased. The notes of it are pistachio ice cream, boom boom cream, cocoa butter cashmere, and copper coconut. Ignore all the other scents except for boom boom cream. This was Sol de Janeiro's OG scent. in a wax. It was so good. Oh my God, so freaking good. I am a little annoyed, however. I mean, annoyed's strong feeling. I don't necessarily mean annoyed, but it's a nuisance, I think, that I want to get more of this scent, and I can, but it has to be done through the customs feature of her scents, of her website. I posted about this in our Facebook group being like, this is magic. How can I get more? And they're like, oh, you can do customs. And I don't like that business model, mostly because I don't feel like a scent that was made for a box should have to be custom ordered. I also feel like custom orders are more expensive, and I didn't customize this. This was a scent that was created and I loved it and want more of it, but I was willing to buy more of it at the custom price because it was so good. But the oils that are in this, she did not have on the website. So I'm gonna hold on to the baggie and keep periodically checking her website. And once she's got these oils, I will buy it because it is so magical. And if you like the scent of the Boom Boom Cream Crystal de Janeiro, I would recommend custom ordering this because it's really, really good. And the performance was fabulous. I have yet to come across anything but superior performance in regards to longevity and scent throw from this company. Love, love them. All right, then this pile comes to us all from Rainbow Melts. Again, different types of samplers I have purchased. And I don't think I was intentionally trying to melt a lot of Rainbow Melts, but I think it was just naturally I had a surplus in the drawer that I was pulling from, and there were a lot of scents that I liked. I will just tell you across the board, they all performed really, really well. I just think that she has really great consistency, and I would keep buying from Rainbow Melts. So the first one I have is Mary Cafe. So another one of those ones that was sitting inside that like coffee pouch of renegaded wax. This is espresso, gingerbread cookies, and buttercream. Then we've got Making a List, which was cranberry apple marmalade and French baguette. I didn't love this scent, but it had good performance. Next one I've got is Yuletide, which is Palo Santo, Christmas trees, and fireside. I didn't love this one. I feel like I didn't like it because Christmas tree, which is balsam fir, and the fireside note were very competitive scents, and I didn't feel like they melded together super well, so wasn't a big fan of that. I've got Joy, which was coffee, sweet pumpkin bread, and butter brickle. This one also did not suck. Another one that was really yummy was chestnuts and brown sugar, which was just warm chestnuts and sweet brown sugar. A really delightful bakery scent for me, and I do like bakery scents all year round, so this was a lovely one. I've got Bounce House, which is caramel kettle corn pretzel. So good. I really love kettle corn. I like the smell of caramel. Like, this was checking off all the boxes for me. Very, very delightful. There's Ferris Wheel, apple fritters, cider lane, toasted marshmallow, and sweet bakery dough. Again, really great bakery scent. I think this must have been like a fall bakery sampler. It was delightful. Did not disappoint me by any means. Corny Treats, which was sweet cornbread and s'mores. Didn't love this one. I feel like the s'mores note, like the chocolate with cornbread, again, not good friends. Wouldn't put them together in a wax melt again. And then lastly, I have Carnival Coffee, which is fresh brewed coffee, funnel cake, and cotton candy. Those don't sound like they'd be great scents together, but they were really awesome. So again, I've come around to being more of a very much of a coffee gal, and I'm enjoying the smell of melted coffee wax. All right, so there you have it. Those are all of the many wax melts that I have gone through. I hope that you enjoyed hearing my thoughts on these, and I fully expect to be back probably in the near future with a large pile of wax that I've gone through, since I am rarely leaving my home these days and just melting my little heart out, which is fabulous. As always, I appreciate you being here. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll talk to you in my next video real soon.